Hello, this is Tim Hellman.
And this is Frank Eugene Hall.
And this is Movie Talk. Today we're going to review this year's Oscar-nominated animated short films, plus the highly commended shorts that play with them. And they are Get a Horse, Mr Hublot, Feral, Possessions, and Room on the Broom. The commended shorts that play with them in theaters are A la Francaise, The Missing Scarf, and The Blue Umbrella. Get a Horse is a 6-minute Disney animated short which debuted in theaters before the blockbuster Frozen. It's the first Mickey Mouse cartoon since 1995's Runaway Brain, and tells the story of Mickey going on a wagon ride with his friends, Minnie, Horace, Horsecollar, and Clarabelle Cow, when the antagonist Pegleg Pete attacks them. It's both computer animated and hand-drawn, and played in 3D theaters, as did Frozen. What did you think of this one?
I like this one, and the fact that they had Walt Disney as the voice of Mickey Mouse using
archive audio.
I thought was pretty awesome. To me, I thought it was a healthy thing for Walt Disney Studios to be actively reaching back and trying to bring forward and modernizing the Walt Disney classic.
Well, they have before, but it's been a while since they've done a Mickey cartoon, like I said.
Right.
This is the predicted winner for the best short film. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. What do you give it?
No, I would give it higher. It made me think, and I just really enjoyed seeing the old and the new contrasted. I think it was a lot more creative, so I would give it a 4.
I thought it was just a little too simplistic and basic.
Actually, Tim, it was a cartoon. It was a cartoon.
Yeah, I know. I know that, but I'm just saying other cartoons had more than that we saw. Had a lot more than that. Another one of the Oscar-nominated animated shorts is the 11-minute Mr Hublot, about an introvert scared of the outside world in the future who brings a robot dog into his house, and his life drastically changes for the first time. What did you think of this one?
This one I felt deserves to win because it was very innovative. It was just captivating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people flying through the air by little propellers on their heads.
Yeah, it had a good sci-fi vibe.
Good sci-fi vibe.
And then the humor and the...
You could have watched that for a lot longer. It was opening up. I mean, there was a lot more there. Perhaps a
whole universe.
A universe. It would
and a
have
whole franchise of other films in the same universe. Yeah, I agree. I'd give this one maybe 4 stars out of 5.
I'll give it 4.5.
4.5?
This was the kind of innovation and creativity that I would like to see in animation.
Another of the Oscar nominees for Best Animated Short Film is the 13-minute Feral, about a wild boy found in the forest by a hunter and brought back with him to civilization for the first time. What did you think of this one?
Didn't move my needle at all. I found it hard to really care about any of the characters, including the feral boy.
He's the only real character, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the hunter's barely in it, but...
Yeah. I'm not really sure why it was nominated, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why it's nominated, but it's not one of my favorites.
Why do you think it was nominated, Tim?
It's different.
Okay.
It's unique. It's a little more mature than a lot of the other animation we saw. Critics probably thought they got something from it that we might not have gotten, but people like to draw their own conclusions from stuff.
Maybe they got some payola. I'll give it a 2 out of 5.
I'll give this one 2.5 stars. Another of the Oscar-nominated animated short films this year is the 14-minute Japanese cartoon Possessions, about a lone man traveling in the forest in the rain who makes his way to a shrine where, once inside, objects start coming to life. What did you think of this one?
I like the cultural aspect of it. It was actually revealing some things. At the very beginning, it says, old tools and possessions, if they've been around for a very long time, sometimes they start to develop trickery and play tricks on you. And this man has this old worn hat at the very beginning that the wind blows away into the forest. And then very soon he comes upon this shrine, which I took to be the man's hat playing a trick on him.
And what rating would you give this one?
I would give this one a 4. It was a good animation. It wasn't the best of the lot, but in terms of animation, it was engrossing. It taught me something. I didn't know what was happening next, so it engaged me.
I'll give it 3. The 5th nominee is a 27-minute British television cartoon called Room on the Broom. It's based on the kids' book of the same name, written by Julia Donaldson and illustrated by Axel Scheffler. It's narrated by Simon Pegg and features voice actors including Gillian Anderson, Timothy Spall, and Sally Hawkins. This short tells the story of a witch and a cat on a magic broom ride that attracts the attention of many other animals wanting to join them. What did you think of this one?
It was okay, but it didn't really engage me very much. It seems slightly silly and long.
It was like a kid's cartoon show is what it seemed silly, I think, but...
Having 27 minutes, and
it's like a half hour.
Yeah, so
cartoon show, like a...
just enough room for some commercials
Christmas
like this.
or Halloween special, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was basically just to entertain kids, and those deserve awards too, but compared to the other films, I'd give it 2.5 stars.
Yeah, that's about where I am.
Every year, the Oscar-nominated animated shorts are also shown in theaters with a couple other so-called highly commended shorts, which bring the total running time to feature length. This year, the commended cartoons include A la Francaise, which is about aristocrat chicken. What do you think of that one?
Aristocratic chickens, they were sort of somewhat amusing to look at, but not all that interesting.
It's kind of funny, though.
Slapstick type humor.
Yeah. I give this one 2.5 stars.
2.5. This one, to me, was not as good. This was like a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another of the commended shorts is The Missing Scarf. It's a dark satire narrated by George Takei about overcoming fear. I think this one is another one that's kind of like a children's book in the animated form, but it's like darker and a little more mature.
At first, I wasn't seeing the point, and it becomes, in some ways, a lot more mature. Suddenly it has depth. It's not just this cutesy little kid story. I put this one ahead of some of the others
that were Oscar nominated.
I think this deserves a lot more credit than it's being given.
What rating?
I would give this one a 4.
I'll give this one 3.5. My favorite of the whole bunch was The Blue Umbrella, which is the third commended short. It's another magical Disney Pixar computer animated short that tells the story of 2 umbrellas which fall in love in a rainy singing city. It premiered in theaters before Monsters University and deserved an Oscar nomination more than any of the other nominees, I think. What do you think of it?
It was pretty predictable. It was, quote, a heartwarming story, unquote, with a boy umbrella in blue and a girl umbrella. Oh, I get it, it's color-coded. And they are making eyes at each other. They're going to fall in love. They're going to get together at the end. And it's okay, I had to watch it all the way through. I did not, I mean, it was nice, Pixar, great animation, but the story was so predictable, it was not that
I think this is one of those things where you have to look a lot further than just the surface. But it's not that hard to do
there was
for
something
me.
underneath the surface?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
And I just thought the way it was demonstrated was so beautiful and powerful. I don't think there was a lot to the writing, but the way they brought it to life was just magical, I thought. Reminded me of Paperman last year. It wasn't quite as good as that, but close, which Paperman I gave a perfect 5. This I give 4.5 stars.
Wow.
Out of 5. I really liked it. I almost got teary-eyed there, but not quite.
Oh, you're such a mush. I would give this one 3.5.
I did cry at Paperman.